Hi, EJ here, Kelly with Keller Williams. How are you
Hey, Eric.
today?
Nice to meet you.
Good. We had an appointment at 11:20, and it's 11:20.
Come on in.
Thank you. Can we sit here at the kitchen table?
Definitely.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thanks for inviting me over, EJ. I'm excited about you deciding to list your home with me today.
I'm excited to work with you too.
Excellent. Well, what I'd like to do is just take a quick walk through your home and make some notes, and then I'll join you back here at the kitchen table, and we'll talk about how we're going to get your home sold.
Would you like me to take you and walk you through the house so you could kind of have me point out some things that are improvements that I've made to the house?
Well, I would like to hear about that, and I know a lot of agents like to do that with you. What we found is that if we walk through the house first, because I've been doing this for such a long time, I can really see your home through the eyes of the buyer. And then once we finish up with our listing agreement and answer all your questions, then we'll spend some time talking about the features and benefits and the things you love most about your home, okay?
That makes sense.
Okay, so I'm going to leave you with this brief seller survey. If you want to just fill that information out, that'll save you time today, okay?
That sounds great.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Cut.
Okay? Well, EJ, you have a beautiful home.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
So I have a great deal of respect for your time, and so essentially we have 3 goals that we want to accomplish today, okay?
Okay.
So the first goal is we want to review your motivation to sell your house now and agree on a price.
Okay.
Okay, then we'll take a few moments and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have about the process. And then we'll decide today whether you want to work with me and if I agree to handle your listing. Sound fair?
That sounds fair. So you may actually choose not to take my listing then?
Well, you know what happens sometimes, EJ, not very often, but occasionally, is we find sellers that just have unrealistic expectations with regard to pricing their home or how to market it and things like that. And so we might choose to step away. I'd rather let you down now than disappoint you later.
Sure, understand. That's fair.
Okay, great. So I have 3 critical questions for you today. Do you really want to sell your house?
Yeah, I definitely need to sell the house.
Okay. And are you willing to price your house to sell?
It depends on where we're actually looking to price it, and I guess a lot will be dependent upon this meeting when we go over the prices in the market.
Okay. Well, and what we want to do is help you price your house to sell so that it doesn't sit on the market.
Sure, understand.
Okay, great. And do you want me to handle the sale for you?
Hopefully.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I know you had an opportunity to speak with some of our staff and just review some details about your home sale. I'd like to go over those notes with you now just to make sure that we're on the same track.
Sounds good. Okay,
so I understand that you're relocating to Austin, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, fantastic. And you need to be there by September, is that right?
Yeah, September 1st.
Okay, great. So what's important to you about being in Austin by September?
Well, I start my new job in Austin around the 1st of October, so I want to have a few weeks in Austin to get settled, close on my new home there, get everything organized and ready to go, so I'm not rushed into starting my job right after I get there.
Okay, that makes sense. So let's say we go through the home sales process, we get everything handled for you here, you're in Austin, it's early September. Ultimately, what will all of that do for you?
It'll make things a lot less stressful. I won't have to worry about rushing into the new job. Everything will go a little bit smoother. Won't have everything, just the moving truck showing up the day that I start work.
Right. So just having that time for a smooth transition is really important to you.
Definitely.
Okay, that makes sense. And honestly, don't you deserve that?
I do.
Okay, well, great. My goal is to make that happen for you, and so if you're as committed as I am to getting your house sold, I'm confident we can get the job done.
Great.
Okay. So as we continue to talk about getting your house sold, EJ, it will become evident why people choose me to sell their home. We discuss the market conditions and how we present your home to the market, I know you'll feel very comfortable today in signing the contract and moving forward with your listing agreement.
Okay.
All right. So let's start by looking at what's happening in the marketplace today. Right now, there's roughly 20,000 residential units actively for sale in Metro Phoenix. About 80% of that inventory is typically single-family homes like yours. And if we break it down to what's going on in your neighborhood, we're seeing a trend in inventory that is kind of hovering steady after a steeper decline the first part of the year. And while the competition is good for homes, the buyer's market is still very price sensitive. Okay, so what I've done is I've selected 3 properties here that are most similar to yours so that we can look at those in terms of the competition that the buyer would be considering during their home buying process.
Great.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, so this home here is priced at $475,000, right? And you can see it has how many bedrooms?
4 bedrooms.
4 bedrooms and
3 bathrooms.
3 baths, similar to yours, correct? Yeah. Okay, and this home here is priced at $460,000.
Yeah.
Correct? And that one is?
It's 4 bedrooms, but only 2.5 baths.
Only the 2.5,
yeah.
right? And then this home right here was listed at $485,
Okay.
correct?
And that one has a pool like mine as well, too?
That one has a pool as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you seen any of these homes, EJ?
I've seen the first one and the second one. I haven't seen the third one.
Okay.
So I went to
you,
an open house at the first one, and I've driven by the other one.
okay, that sounds great. So you have a reference point on the other homes that we would be competing with as we enter the market this week.
Definitely.
Okay. Now, if you were a buyer that was out in the market today, EJ, which one of those homes would you choose?
I'd probably choose either the first or third one. Those are most similar to the house that I am in right now.
Okay. So they're similar in size or features and benefits?
Size and features.
Okay. And what about the condition of those homes?
The condition of the third one matches mine. It's very well kept up. I think that one's definitely more reflective of the house that I live in right now.
Okay, and that's the one that's priced at $485 right now?
Correct.
Okay. I can tell you that our average time on market, according to market statistics, is just under 80 days. This home at $485 has been on the market for about 156 days right now.
Wow.
So that would indicate to us that maybe it's not priced in line with where the market is tolerating for the value that it presents. Are you aware of how buyers determine value?
Not really.
Okay. Well, let's take an example. Let's say that you were out this weekend and you had a need for a new computer. And you stopped by Best Buy and you saw the computer that you wanted. It was about $1,500. And then on your way home, maybe you happened to go into, say, Costco. And you saw the same computer, but it had a whole software package. It had an extra DVD drive and all kinds of bells and whistles as part of a multimedia package. And they were offering that package for $1,500. So which of those two computers would you buy?
Probably the second one because it offered a little bit more.
Okay, so the second one offered more for the same price, right? Well, buyers view homes in the same way. Now, if you were to go back to Best Buy and say, I don't really want all that extra stuff, I just want the basic computer, and you went back to Best Buy, what would your expectation be there?
I would assume that if I didn't want the items on there, that they would at least either drop the price or at least price match to what other competitors were offering in the market.
Right, they would lower the price.
Right.
So you would expect either to get more for the same price or you would expect to pay a lower price, correct?
Correct.
Okay. See, buyers view the market the same way. A typical buyer in today's market is going to view somewhere between 12 and 15 or 50 homes before they're successful in getting a contract. They compare houses much like you did tonight. So essentially, when we enter the market, we're competing against 11 to 14 other homes. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. So buyers like yourself, they either want more features for the same price or they want a lesser price. Whichever one, it's all about the price.
Okay.
Correct?
Yep.
Okay, so based on the comparables that we've seen, this one at $450, this one at $475, and this one at $485, where do you feel that we should price your house to outperform any others in the market?
Wow. Well, I think based on condition of my house and what my house has to offer, I'm leaning towards either 1 or 3, but I know that 3's been on the market for a while. So I'd still say somewhere between that $475 and $485 price.
Okay, all right. Let me ask you another question, EJ. If you bought a stock last year at $49 a share, and today it was trading at $25 a share, and you wanted to sell that stock, where would you expect to sell the stock?
I guess kind of like Facebook. I guess I'd be selling at the lower price.
You'd be selling it, right, at today's market value, correct?
Right.
So, and one of the things we do, EJ, is we interpret the market. We don't make the market, so we can take the information that's available, interpret it, and make our best recommendation. Are you aware of where buyers come from?
Yeah, I have a pretty good idea.
Okay.
Where do you get your buyers from?
Well, we take a number of steps to attract buyers.
Okay.
What most agents are going to do is what we call the 3 Ps. They're going to place a sign in your yard, they're going to put the house in our multiple listing service, and they're going to pray that somebody else will come sell it for them. And so we do what's called the 4th and 5th P. So we proactively prospect every day for home buyers, and we price watch. So we're in tune with what's happening in the market every single week to make sure that you're aware and you're well positioned in the market. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay, so as the market shifts, we'll be giving you consistent feedback throughout the process to make sure that you're competitive in the market.
Great. So where do you think that my house should be priced at based on the comps that are out there?
Well, I think based on the information that we're looking at, your home is a little bit nicer and offers a stronger value proposition than the home that's priced lower. And that one just entered the market. If I look at sales activity in the area along with the current competition, I think you need to be in that middle point, and that's probably in the 465 to 475 range.
Okay. Yeah, I think that we could potentially do the 475. It's going to sell my house faster because I know that keeping it on the market is going to cost me a lot more in the long run. would we be okay trying at 475 to try and see if we can sell it that way?
Here's what I would do if you want to go out at the top end of the range. I would just suggest that we monitor the market's reaction very closely.
Okay.
What our research indicates is that if we get to 10 or 12 showings or 3 weeks on the market, we haven't had any serious interest or an offer, then the market's not tolerating that price point.
Understood.
So what I would suggest is we could list at 475. What we would also do is sign a price adjustment form for 21 days out, and we would reduce your price to 465. Does that sound fair?
That's fair.
Okay, so let me just go through the paperwork with you, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have, and we'll just sign right here and get to work for you.
Okay, and what's your commission for selling the house?
We charge a 6% listing fee for selling your home.
Okay. Yeah, I've had another agent through the house to give me kind of a listing presentation as well, and they offered to sell their house or sell my house at 5% at a discount. Is that something that you would be willing to do as well?
Okay, well, they're lying to you, so I'm sorry. I can appreciate that, EJ, and from time to time we run into that because there are agents out there that discount their fee. Now, you mentioned this with somebody that was a friend or acquaintance.
Yeah, I do know this person.
Okay, and so are they pursuing real estate as a full-time profession?
Part-time, they have another job as well.
So this is kind of supplemental income for them?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, I can see why they might do that. You see, the challenge with that for you, EJ, is that as a home seller, you want somebody that's going to go out and promote your home and present it in the right way to the market. Because we're involved in the market and this is all we do, we're very in tune with market trends and conditions. We can give you the best advice on price. We're going to promote it better than anybody else. We've got a full staff of people that are available for your support. So the challenge is, in a market that's fast-paced, what if your other agent happens to be at work and they have a busy day and an offer comes in and they may not be able to respond? And what if the buyer gets anxious and they don't want to wait around for a day or two for a response and they move on to another property?
Yeah, that's a good point. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah. So doesn't it make sense for you to have somebody that's dedicated full-time in this business, that's got a full staff of resources available to you to help you through this process?
Definitely.
Okay, and what I would say, EJ, too, is in consideration for your friend, what we'll do is we'll call and give them a heads up a couple days before we actually go on the market, just to let